Hello, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we'll be looking at Skylords Reborn, and I will be completing challenge 3.6 of the Shadow season, where we'll be playing Defending Hope on expert difficulty, where no more than one hostile structure may be destroyed, and we will also not be able to build any walls. Plus, card restriction wise, only Shadow and Lost Soul cards, and no spell cards allowed. Right, so this is my deck, and for this challenge, I say it's one of the easiest campaign maps in Skylords Reborn, so I wouldn't worry too much. And as you follow along my gameplay, I'm sure you will be able to catch some things that you see how I defend, and it will be very easy for you to win this game too, and also achieve your challenge 3.6 and get some Shadow season points. So in the beginning, it's very simple. I'll just summon some Forsakens to repel the Twilight Forces, and when you repel the Twilight Forces, you can also get up your power well, so this would help you gain like more power quickly within like the first 5 minutes of the game. And I also have my second monument, and because we cannot have any walls, what I would recommend is to get tier 2 up quicker so that you will gain access to pretty good tier 2 towers, and slowly just repel the Twilight units. And for my tier 2 tower, I would have the Lost Launcher. You can also use Time Vortex, but Lost Launcher is much better for you in the beginning of the game because it costs lesser power than the Time Vortex. And maybe at the beginning of the game, there's more like Void Power where your units die. So yeah, just Lost Launcher is better, it's more power efficient, and it also deals really good damage. So this is my pick for the tower. And the reason why you don't really need tier 3 right away is because for tier 3, the only good tower you have is the Necro Blaster, and it requires corpse in order to attack. So in the beginning of the game, that is really not a good tower to start off because you don't really have any other units or towers to help you assist the Necro Blaster in gaining the corpse needed. And what I did after securing the left and right hand side of my base was to get up outposts at these 3 power wells, so this would give you a lot of power, these 3 power wells, and get out a few Lost Launchers. So what I can also do is to have like Furnace of Flash built either the left or the right side, but I think the right side would be better because yeah, there's more Twilight units that will go closer to your wells for the right side. And why you also don't really want to build too many like Furnace of Flash is because we will have Necro Blaster, and the Furnace of Flash will just steal the corpse needed for the Necro Blaster to attack. And as you can see, I've lured the Death Glider first because just now the Twilight units over here came and my Forsakens were attacking it, and this drew the Death Gliders. And this would really help you be able to kill off this Twilight Abomination much more easily because as usual, we don't really have a lot of towers, or rather the Lost Launcher by itself is not strong enough to take down the Death Gliders with the Twilight Abomination. So we'll have some help with just luring the Death Gliders in first, but you can also attack this entire Death Glider plus Twilight Abomination first and just use your Lost Horror to help you, and also have your Cultist Master to have the Night Crawlers to come distract the attack from all of these bigger Twilight units. So later in the game, the best formation would be to have a few Lost Launchers plus 1 Necro Blaster on each side, and the Furnace of Flash will not be needed. We will be shifting the Furnace of Flash to the middle and Cultist Master in the middle to gain back our Void Power through the Cultist Master summoning the Night Crawlers. Alright, this is pretty good so far, and later on we have the Time Vortex as shown. So each of the base here, you must have at least 1 Necro Blaster because they are the main damage dealing tower. And as you all know, why this map, the challenge when they say that you can only have 1 hostile structure get destroyed, is because over here when the defenders are rescued, or rather Rogan is rescued, the defenders will be lured and attack this Twilight Flash Bender, and they will just destroy this Twilight Flash Bender. But somehow the defenders got killed by the Twilight enemy unit, so I could even go away with no buildings destroyed, but I wanted to get tier 4. So if you want to get tier 4, you definitely have to get the Flash Bender down. And this is pretty much close to the end game defenses. a couple of Necro Blaster on each side, and Lost Launcher. Yeah, but the problem with Lost Launcher is that they get destroyed pretty easily. They don't really have a lot of health as compared to like Necro Blaster. And of course Time Vortex also has more health. So yes, when the Twilight Dancers come, what I usually do is to have the Cultist Master summon Nightcrawlers, but you can also summon Nightcrawlers by yourself to get rid of the Twilight Dancer. The issue with no spells being able to play for this game is you can't use Soul Shatter, which will instantly kill all the Twilight Dancers. And this is pretty much close to the final defenses of what I would have. I'll say I would actually build 1 Time Vortex, 2 Lost Launcher and 1 Necro Blaster. And over here it is the same. I will keep it. It will be strong enough to get rid of any enemy units, and over here is also strong enough to get rid of any enemy units. But if you want to be safe, I will add 1 more Time Vortex around here. So for the top base where the tier 4 is, what I will do is to have maybe like a Time Vortex. Yeah, so let me just fast forward. It is really just a waiting game, and you will have a lot of power at the end of this. And once you got tier 4, what I'll be adding, as you could see just now, is the Necro Fury. There'll be 1 Necro Fury at each side of the base, and what this does is that this replaces the need for you to sort of like micromanage your base, and the Necro Blaster or the Necro Fury would have a range long enough to take down the Twilight Dancer. So you don't need the Cultist Master or Nightcrawlers to get rid of the Twilight Dancer, and Necro Fury is good enough to get rid of all the long ranged attacks. Except for over here, I don't really have a Necro Fury right at my tier 4 area, because having that means that it might take down the Twilight Headcaster, and I don't want to lose the challenge by having more than 1 structure getting destroyed in this game. So yes, let me just show you if there's another wave of Twilight units that will come, the Twilight Dancers especially. So you can see that it will be in range to take down the Twilight Dancers for the Necro Fury. So time and time again, I will just summon Nightcrawlers from the Cultist Master to get back Void Power. So this honestly is not really needed. As you can see, got 900 plus power. So towards the last quarter of this game, you just have an abundance of power. Alright, here let us take a look at this wave of Twilight Dancers, and as you can see, the Necro Fury is able to just get rid of this, so very easy. And the Rifle Cultist is just in case things don't go well, and I'll use its ability to just get rid of a lot of the Twilight enemies too. Now the main issue is just you have to look after your tier 4, because we don't have really good defenses here, because I don't want to risk taking down this tower. And I always put a hold position for my units, so that when they attack units here, they won't be lured to the tower to continue attacking. Right, this is the final minute, and it will be an easy win because our defenses are pretty solid. If you want to use a lot of your remaining power to build more towers, you are free to do so, but honestly it is really not needed. And as you can see, the towers alone that is available is good enough to hold the Twilight Dragon back, and we will be able to win this game. And hopefully you guys will also be able to follow this walkthrough through and also win this challenge 3.6. And of course, if you like my video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again real soon for my next video.
Let the spirits of ancient kings deal out. They are attacking a soul stone. Protect it.